We're talking mockups today because I really need to be using them. So here's the situation here. If you don't know, I hope you know, because you should be watching my other videos and also subscribe. But if you don't know, I've been updating my website, and I pretty much updated my website, made my whole website, and was like, what if I changed everything? Because I want to change everything. I really give myself no peace. So I implemented a couple projects into my portfolio, like starting from scratch really, not putting everything in there. And I got a comment that was like, well, what if you used mockups more? And I'm like, okay, well, I love this comment because yes, I want to do that. And a lot of my old projects have used a lot of mockups. But with my new projects and what I want to do with my website, how I want it to look is a bit different than the projects I've done, and I just want to do it right. So yes, I love mockups, but I want to find the right ones for my projects so that I can then use them. So I haven't talked about mockups for a long time on my channel. If you don't know what a mockup is, it's basically when you put your design inside a photo that kind of looks like a real world scenario. Like, okay, I've designed a business card, but instead of just putting this business card in a picture by itself, here's the design, I put it in a mock-up of a business card so it looks like the real deal. So basically what we're gonna do first is we're going to create a mood board, because I love a good mood board, because I'm kind of figuring out what I want to do too for myself and my own style. We're gonna create a mood board first and then get to work on the mock-ups. Speaking of design work that we want to put into our portfolios, I need to talk about Kittle because they're having a very exciting launch at the moment and I'm excited. I really need to tell you about Kittle's new vector tool suite and Kittle Teams. If you don't know Kittle like that, Kittle is really that girl for all graphic design. I love that it's just a one subscription place for creating so many different things. But they have new vector tools that I'm just really happy about and I'm excited to share. Creating and editing vector shapes has literally never been easier. There's vector path editing, rounding corners. You can now adjust your vector shapes any way you want. There is also a super smooth pen tool that you can use seamlessly to create straight lines, curved lines, actually create your own path. I really like the shape tool because you can add different shapes together, create your own shapes, combine, subtract the front. I also love that you can work fully with type and the shapes to interact, and you can even like knock out the text. I think that looks so cool. So this is all so amazing because you can really now create logos from scratch, customize your own logos, and just really work right in one place with Kittle. And you can now use Kittle Teams to work on those amazing custom logos and collaborate with your team members or your clients to do everything in one place. Multiple people can be working in the same file at the same time. You can add permissions to just have your clients look at things, not change things. People can leave feedback as you work, and it can just be a beautiful collaborative space that doesn't require thousands of email chains, and just it makes it so much easier. Yay for freelancers, I love this. So you can try Kittle right now for free with my link below in the description. But if you use my code PaolaYT, you can get your first month or first year 25% off. Thank you so much to Kittle for sponsoring this. Okay, so here are my thoughts on the mood boarding. I feel like I have definitely found one style that I want to stick to, and I think that it is important to stick to what you want to do as a designer. With mockups, the style can change project by project, right? Like matching the energy of the project, especially if you're working with lots of different clients. Styles can change, where you want to share it can change. If it's on Instagram, you know, certain things work on social media compared to like in your design portfolio or on your website. But for me, because I'm not currently working with clients, I am trying to market myself in a new way. I want all my design work to kind of have its own voice and its own style, and I want my whole brand and energy to match that. I'm really sticking with one mockup style. So what I've noticed about my mockups are that the ones I've saved, obviously some of these are photos themselves, but we'll get to that in a minute because I can make some photos into mockups and I'm gonna show you. But with my style of mockups, there's definitely not a lot of light variation. I really like static kind of face on. I don't love a lot of like shapes, like angles on the design project. And I've noticed the trend with what I saved that I don't really like a lot of props as well. So not really into having like backgrounds with lots of different things, especially if I don't feel like they go with it. Like I've seen a lot of mockups that are like posters on the ground and I'm just like, that doesn't really match like what it would be, like what the poster would be. Why would it be on the ground? I'm not saying it's a bad mockup, but it's just not what I'm going for. I'm really trying to focus on stationery, and ways to showcase my logos in different styles now, because I'm going to be taking some of my old projects, some of the stuff that's in its own mock-ups, like the projects are done, I've kind of done its own style, but now that I'm not really a brand designer anymore, I wouldn't classify myself that way, I'm going to put them into new ways to show off the logo without it being like, here's a swimsuit brand. Like, that's what I did for our project. So let's get working on our mock-ups. Yes, I have them all linked below for you, the ones that I have found that are like more this style, and we're going to experiment and play around with them, and I can show you how I do it. Okay, so here are the mock-ups that I have saved. I have a few different ones. I had this magazine one, I have a business card one, that I'm gonna do more with. It's cool that there's an image behind it, but I can also like use it for other things. I also found this envelope one that has a blank background, so again, could use it for something or put a background image, something like that, which I think is cool. And then I have a couple photos that are actually just photos, but I'm gonna show you how I make kind of my own mock-ups in a way. I don't really think this one's the right one, so I think we're gonna keep just this one. So working from my old projects, I'm bringing in like my old logos and projects that I want to change. I have them up in full, like different type of mock-ups, full branding projects on Behance, but I'm going to bring in some of my old logos and do something different. So for this one, all I did was bring in my Amarus logo. That's kind of what I'm experimenting with here today. And I'm bringing it into the mock-up for the business card. I really love the embossing. Is it debossing or embossing? I think it's embossing when it's raised. So I brought that in and I put that on the business card, and I think it looks really good. I'm just kind of finding new ways to show old work. So like with the envelope, I decided to bring in a different one of my logos, and I brought in the one from my Renee swim project, if you guys remember that. So I brought in that logo just to like try it out, and I ended up having to match the style it had. Like it had a less opacity, less fill, had it on multiply for that in case you're wanting to know when you use this mock-up. So just follow that, just do like the same way they have it in there, the welcome sign. So I just matched that, and then it actually like looked a little bit more realistic for this envelope. But this is just for an example. I just used this one and I think it looks pretty. It could be a cool way to show it with like an image behind it, just for an example, just to show you guys. Now for this making a mock-up thing, all I do with this type of work, which I've done before with a notebook, is I select the object, I remove the background. However you do that, there's so many easy ways on Photoshop. You literally can just select it, select object tool, remove background. So if you copy it or if you remove background, there's lots of different ways. So from here, I just made my new background a black plain screen. You could also even add a drop shadow to this object and really play around with it and make it look kind of your own, realistic, whatever the mock-up you need could be. It's like perfect. I love this, especially for notebooks. I find good photos of notebooks and I go from there. As if I've really been at this for like 45 minutes screen recording. I just checked the file and it's like, okay, let's get it together. I'm still making examples, right? But I really want to incorporate these mock-ups into my website. So let's at least make one strong one, not an example one. I am going to be using these in my portfolio, so probably like just in the next little bit, it'll all be updated, but let's do one solid one and actually put it onto my website. So now using all of these and not the example ones, I can bring in the logo onto the envelope. I thought that looked really pretty. I tried a couple different things, but it just like, this looked the best. So applied that same filter type of vibe onto it with the multiply and brought it in here. Now I'm kind of building my own mock-up photo with mock-ups. I think it looks really cool. For the business card, I did need to finish something on here, and so I put that in there for like Amarus, kind of just rebuilding the brand in a way, but very much like type focus now. As I said, I want to focus on type, so much less about the branding of it all, but still obviously keeping that branding correct and united. And then in bringing that in, I decided I wanted a bit more photos on the notebook part. So I actually found a couple more linked below, a couple more mock-up places I found that you can find really great stuff for free. That'll all be linked below. But on Bendito Mockup, I found a great, like perfect one for eye cream. So like the eye cream packaging kind of I had before, I'm making just the brand a bit more elevated. So I took it from my old packaging design and I just kind of rearranged, designed something a little bit different, and I think it looks much better. And I'm just gonna use it within this mock-up photos, so it's not going to be like the main highlight of my work, it's just going to be an element of the brand. And I think it just looks so much better, and it's really great mock-up that I got for free, so just letting you guys know. With this, when I brought it in, I just kind of did that same filter thing that made it look a bit more realistic and not so much like sitting on top of the photo that I made into a mock-up, so it definitely looks like it fits now. So with these photos, I just kind of brought down the opacity, brought in that multiply feature, just play around, and you can make things look a lot more realistic and like they belong together. So here's how that photo turned out, and now I can add it into my website. I think this looks so cool, and it just really changed my old branding work and just into the style I wanted to do now. So I added that into my very sparse portfolio page that's going on here, and I made its own page, but I'm not satisfied, guys. There is definitely stuff I want to change on my website, and I think I might go back and change it all again. Are you guys gonna hate me for that, or is it just more content? I don't know. I mean, I guess it is, but to be continued. Now that we've been working on everything and it's actually starting to come together, it really feels good. It really feels like I'm in the right direction of what I want to showcase with my design work. Sorry if this was a lot of like screen time for you. I know you guys like it though, like you like the design process and me talking through it. It's just like been very noisy at my house, and I just really wanted to make this for you and show you what I'm working on, so hopefully it inspired you. If you liked it, please give it a like. It really helps my channel, and let me know what other things that you want to see, like obviously working on my website coming up. I'm excited, like there's so much exciting stuff, and I'm also excited to be doing more projects that I can then like photograph and scan as well. So we won't just be doing mock-ups, but this is a great way to like bring our designs to life, and I'm excited to show more. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!